Greetings guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette and this is my channel, Evolve with Monette. Welcome in. I am so happy to be sharing some energy with you today. We're going to be taking a quick look for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and North Node and South Node and Jupiter and Saturn, all of the things, guys. So we're going to be taking a quick look at that. As I was getting into your reading, I heard Sheryl Crow. Do you know when you go, it's the perfect ending to the bad day I've gotten used to spending. Do you know when you go, you're my favorite mistake. I pulled two cards to get us started before I got on here, and this is what came up. And I think that tells a story, Cancer. For some of you, I think it tells a story. So today, we'll see what else comes up in this reading. But today this is about freedom from a toxic situation, freedom from a toxic relationship. What I thought was significant here with the star is that you've been manifesting something. You've been trying to pull in a new reality. You've been trying to create a space for yourself where you feel safe. I'm thinking of the Cancerian energy of the Chariot. When that card shows up, it's about taking you away. But before we go somewhere, we have to put in a request to be removed from the place that we are. And that's what I see here. I love the depiction here of the star because we're dealing with mastery. And that to me indicates manifestation. The reason I say we're dealing with mastery is because the number here is 17. 1 plus 7 adds to 8. 8 is the number of mastery when we're reading tarot, as well as dealing with our angels and abundance. A very significant number, a significant number in all ways, because it means we're moving on. But behind it, what are we moving on from? Do you know when you go that it's the perfect ending to the bad day I've gotten used to spending? In this deck, 10 of Swords is about birds. It's about air, swords, communication, emotional and verbal abuse, specifically Cancer. Being ruled by the moon, having to flow with the ebbs and flows, the tides, that Cancerian energy grounded in mother. What your angels say here is that there was a pathology that you were aware of and that you were immersed in, which made this kind of behavior, this toxic energy that leaves you feeling betrayed and stabbed in the back. In the other decks, the 10 of Swords is depicted by swords, but here there's something else going on. I'm going to see if I can find it for you in another deck. But what I want you to understand is the thing that they tell me is that there has been a norm. There's been something that you've accustomed yourself to, and they're trying to release you from it. And I say they, that's your angels and your ancestors, as well as your own personal higher self, your own higher self. In the depths of your energy, you know that the place you are is no longer satisfactory. There's been a tower moment, and that tower moment means that you must move, that it's time to take up refuge, Cancer, in another space. It means it's time to find another shell. I want to take a look as to why we're finding another shell to crawl into. But before we get to that space, I want you to understand that here, this card, this 10 of Swords, seems quite benign, yeah? But here, we see a different thing. Now, in some decks, there's just clothes that are being pinned to the ground. But in this deck, my loves, my Cancers, my watery, emotional Cancers, who can be cutting with your words and biting in your own right. You have pinchers and protectors and an exoskeleton that keeps those soft tender, mushy insides, protected, but there's an imbalance of power in some dynamic you're in. For some of you, this is work related, but for a lot of you, it's love. How can we love someone like this? How can we love someone who is not loving us? This is not being loved. This is being left for dead. This is a carcass. This is an energy. This is betrayal. Now, see, when you see it here, you see that you're in your head about the betrayal, okay? With the birds, you're in your head. But here, this is the visceral gutting that happens every time those words from someone else slice through your energy. If this is for you, it won't be for all of you. It will be for some of you. Let's take a look and see why this is here. Do you know when you go, it's the perfect ending to the bad day I've gotten used to spending? Do you know when you go, you're my favorite mistake? That's the thing, Cancer. For some of you, this person is your favorite mistake. For some of you, what we're dealing with is an energy that even though you know that it needs to be released, you're not wanting to release. You're not wanting to move forward. Why are we stuck, guys? Angel, show me why Cancer is stuck. Show me how and where Cancer is stuck. You're stuck, but your intuition is on it, guys. Your intuition is on it. Clarify the Lovers. Two of Cups. Yeah. Okay. I see the story. Now let's talk about that story. Transition comes for you. It's time. Scorpio energy, death and rebirth. I don't want to say the trite things about the water signs you could be dealing with when this card comes up, mainly Scorpio. But anytime this energy comes in your life, whether it's in the form of a person or if it's in the form of the energy, it's causing death and transmutation to rebirth something. Do you know when you go, it's the perfect ending to the bad day I've gotten used to spending? High Priestess, your intuition has told you that you are in purgatory, a limbo. Super interesting here to me. You know, it's funny. I look at this card all the time, but here, La Baby, Edua Baby. I've never noticed that before. What I want you to understand is, as we're doing this intuitive read, the thing that comes to me here, the sins of the mother, the sins of the father, the sins of the mother, the sins of the father visited upon the child. And even if you are not acting as though you are your parent, you are living out a family pathology. Remember I said that as we started? There's something that you are living out in this Ten of Swords relationship where there's betrayal that is familiar. This High Priestess knows all the secrets of the underworld. She's flipping through the Akashic records. She's getting downloads about what's coming next. I also see the battle between good and evil. Some of you guys are still there because there is shadow and there is light, and you are giving someone the benefit of the doubt and your intuition says no. You've invested a lot of time. You've invested and you've collected and accumulated resources. Oh no, it's not resources. You've invested your resources. You weren't collecting, you were depositing. Ace of Pentacles usually deals with wishes that are granted. I love to see this card. It's solid. Earth energy. That lets me know about you, Cancer, that even in your watery depths, you have provided stability to someone or a thing that you have believed in, and you have made investments into that thing. And you invested because you were sure of what you were investing into. You were sure of what you were investing into. You thought it was love. I just heard it. It's Jill Scott. Do you want it in your candy sweets? Do you want it in your black eyed peas? Love, 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 love. You invested into a soulmate, not to twin flame, kismet relationship. You thought, I know what I'm doing. I know who they are, and I'm willing to make the investment. Tale as old as time. They weren't investing in the same way. You gave them that Ace of Pentacles, you gave them patience, you gave them time, but they weren't investing in that same way. And this third party situation, y'all, I'm a human, I'm a reader. I hate to see this because I know the destruction for my own life that it can cause. But in your life, when you have built on something and you're thinking, how do I move forward here? That's the thing that's destabilized you. You know this is going on, but you haven't had a conversation, they're telling me, about it. Or the person that's doing this thinks that they're here, they're hidden, even though this is a full moon. So all the secrets are out for you to understand and know. But they think that it's not something that you're aware of, is what I'm hearing, okay? They don't understand that your energy is ruling over this relationship, this card. Your energy is here. You see, with the High Priestess, that moon and the High Priestess card is crescent. There have been things hidden. Now we have a full moon. We have clarity. Do you see how that works? Now you see it. Now you don't. But the thing with the High Priestess is she always sees it. She sees it before it happens, Cancer. You're here. You're so here. You're so here. This has caused a destabilization in your energy, is what I'm hearing. This has caused you to second guess yourself. Because even though the day that you've gotten used to spending is with someone that you're starting to perceive as a mistake, you still love them. I wanted to take time tonight. You know, it's interesting. It's late too. It's late. It's been a long day, but I really felt compelled to talk to you. And I sat here and I meditated. And when that song came up, even though you're seeing fully that you see how bright the moon is? Do you see how we have gone through the stages of the moon? And I mean, even in the first card that we pulled, in the Death card, there's the moon full. And then crescent. See, this is the fluctuation you've gone through. And then receding, as you stood back. And then blistering, if a moon could blister. There's an energy of losing yourself to the depths of a thing that seems like it's overtaking you, or seems like you're not winning in it. And your angels want you to understand that even in looking into the brightness of the moon, isn't that beautiful? We can stare at a moon all night. You have stared at this mystery for a while. You have unpacked it and you've turned it over and you've tumbled it from a jagged rock, jagged edges that cut to smooth stone, like river stone. What they talk about for you here is you taking the steps towards your freedom. Now we have some jumpers. I love a jumper. I don't even know what they are. Let's see. That's why you have to take steps towards your freedom, Cancer. Because when we are trying to figure out a mystery about someone that we love, those dark thoughts will overtake us. And that's where you've been. Cancer, what they're saying is for you, this situation, this relationship has been a dark night of the soul, yeah? This has caused you to really have to think about who you are, what you want, where you want to go, and what's going to happen. One of the things that they say is going to be beneficial for you here is friends, family, guides, angels, and ancestors. You know, you haven't given up from what I see on a union. You have not given up. You feel as though this person is still wish fulfillment, and you are waiting for them to understand that or know it or to validate it for you. I'm going to still pull because bottom of the deck here on this quantum oracle, this is where you're at. This fragmented energy. This is what happens when you spend too many days with your favorite mistake. Too many years, too much time invested, Ace of Pentacles, too many deposits made into a bank that doesn't understand about a return of investment. No ROIs to be found. No norm of reciprocity has left you fragmented and wondering who you are and who you're supposed to be. Spirit says that they want you to know that new supportive connections are coming in to help you grow. Cancer, I know you like your home. I know you like things the way they are, but they said that it is time, in fact, for you to travel, even though we can't go far right now. There's something that's coming. The moon does reveal its discovery about the commitment that you're in. It's being brought to your awareness. Who's behind the mask so that you can heal? Who's been behind the mask? Who's robbed you of your peace? Who has taken your cup for granted? Who's been your spiritual thief? Five of Swords. Who's been your spiritual thief? There's a thief in your midst. And it's someone that you love. It could be a family member. It could be a friend. It could be all of the above. But what they're saying is that it's time for you to know that discovery card is about helping you grow. There's a truth that will be spoken soon. You can't avoid it when this Ace of Swords comes up because you've taken all you can take and enough is enough. This sword, I want you to look at that. Remember we started with the 10 of Swords. Do you know when you go, it's the perfect ending to the bad day I've gotten used to spending. Sheryl Crow wrote that song about her relationship dynamics with Eric Clapton. Who could imagine that a day with Eric Clapton, would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? A man who could write a song so tender about the loss of his child. How on earth, Sheryl Crow, a Leo, how on earth could she feel squelched and squished down by an energy of somebody so brilliant? It's because they were not equally yoked or in proper alignment. There was a heaviness, an earth energy that Eric, with his fear of his own creativity, poured into her life. And it was like lead balloons to her effervescent, fiery Leo energy. Now, Cancer, you're water. With fire and water, you make steam and you can propel motion into the future. But someone, Cancer, you can. There is ways to make any of this work, but only if someone is willing to do the work with you. And that's the lesson right now. Who is willing to do the work with you? Has anybody been doing the work with you? Or has it just been you doing the work by yourself? And if so, it's time to light their ass up. It's time. It's time, Cancer. You guys can be cutting. I think of some of my favorite shock jocks and speakers that I watch, even if they're not my favorite, they're prevalent. One of the ones that comes to mind, not a favorite, Wendy Williams, a Cancer. We all know her tongue, acerbic. Charlemagne the God, a Cancer, acerbic. These are two that are in media, but predominantly, definitely known, and our voices and have been around. I mean, Wendy forever, and actually, Charlemagne was Wendy's protege. However, I digress. What I want you to understand, both of these people are Cancers. What I want you to understand, Amanda Seals is a Cancer as well. Sharp tongue, says the thoughts. You've been holding back because you love someone. You've been holding back your dark thoughts. You've been holding back your discovery and your suspicion. You've been holding back on the thing that you've been seeing in your third eye with that high priestess energy. You've been holding back on your power. You are ruled by this. Where everyone else loses themselves and doesn't know how to conduct themselves in lucid or actual dreams and nightmares, you're at home, Cancer. This is your home. You operate in the night. You operate not by sight, but by feel. You operate not by knowledge that's spoken, but by emotions that are experienced. And I don't want you to forfeit your power anymore. Those bad days you've gotten used to spending, my loves, have so much more to do. And that's why it's time to heal. And that's why we're going to do our work with the beginning. In the beginning, there was Cancer. And Cancer came through unhealed parents that passed on patterns of behavior that have taken them into a path where you, Cancer, being ruled by the moon, must heal. This experience is not here just to push you down and to deflate you. This experience is here to help you elevate. You will not be left baying at the moon, losing your mind. When you stand your ground, happy success is what you'll find. Can't make it up, guys. I was just pulling cards off the deck. I wasn't even shuffling because tonight they want you to understand that taking these steps that you're scared to take is the only way that you're going to get your mental break. You've been in prison. You've been held back. You've been captive. You've missed out on this joyous fun. They said the beginning of your new life is filled with increase, but it's not easily won. In order for you to get to a place where you're protected, you're going to have to let go of the thing that you've loved and valued. It did not value you back. It doesn't mean that you're bad. This is not a judgment. They said, do not feel trapped. Mastery. And we begin again. Do you remember where we started with the star and I said 1 + 7 is 8, which equals mastery? This is the card I was thinking of. This is how the angels work. We're going to go round to the full circle. You are becoming the master of your emotions, Cancer. Everybody thinks you just don't understand. Oh, you understand. Guess what you're going to have? Victory, victory, victory. 6 of Wands, celebratory energy, Leo energy coming up just after your birthday. That energy, the Wheel of Fortune. Come on now, Cancer. Now we're talking. It's time for that day to actually end. It's time for you to use your power to end the bad day you've gotten used to spending. It's time for increase to be you and part of you. Guys, heart chakra cards, win or lose, change, 5, change associated with the number 5 must happen. It's not about getting used to the bad days because your parents did not know a different way. It's about pushing through and transmuting that energy so that you can get to the love that is right for you or the relationship dynamics that leave you feeling respected. I'm going to pull 2 oracle cards. Cancer, it was so nice spending some time with you tonight. late night tit. The Miriam, sacred vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. This is hard to do when you've been used to spending bad days, but remember we talked about the shadow, the dark, and the light. See the light in all, even your twin flame. Even if they're not right, but that doesn't mean you have to stay if you choose to heal. Your sacred vision, Cancer, is healing truly, well and truly healing, but it's healing this inner child. It's healing the family ties, the family curse, the family pathology. We will always repeat our pathology. Take a deep dive into what that is for you. Your angels say that you're ready and they're going to push you through. Guys, I'm going to leave that there. Quiet energy for you tonight. It's the quiet storm. And it's never felt like this before. It's a quiet storm. And it's taboo. But this time, Cancer, the sweetest taboo isn't coming from an outside source. It's coming from you. Good luck, my loves. Come back next time and we'll continue to evolve together.